So what's up, everyone? It is your girl JLBeauty87 here, aka Grace, and today we got another old school versus new school. So if y'all remember, the Millennial Pinks palette from Milk came out, I think, a couple of years ago. I think it might have came out in 2021. Don't quote me. I honestly don't remember. I feel like it came out in 2021, but the Hella palette from Oden and Angie came out this year in 2022. Even though you seeing this in 2023. So I felt like it'd be fun to try these out. Now to me, this might be a cheat, and to you it probably is a cheat too, because I switched my Millennial Pinks around to look more like the Hella palette. If you've watched my recreated palette videos, then you know I recreate my Milk palettes, my ColourPop palettes, my Menagerie palettes. You can do it with Lethal palettes and Natasha Denona palettes as well. I haven't done it with any Lethal palettes, but I have done it with my Natasha Denona palettes, my Milk palettes, my ColourPop, and I did one Menagerie one that you will see during my rank on my holiday palettes video. Wait, no, you won't see it during that video. You'll see that I rearranged it in I think it was a 5 brands to dupe themselves, something like that. I don't remember, but anyway, excuse me. So this is what my Millennial Pinks looks like now. I honestly just took the green shades out of my old Gemini palette. If you all remember my Gemini palette, like I showed you, like the glue came off and it broke off. So when they had the bundle with the Gemini 1 and the Gemini 2 palette, I just went ahead and bought that. So I have one shade from the 420 palette in here. That's this one right here, and the rest of the green shades in here are from the Millennial, I'm sorry, not Millennial, they're from the Gemini palette. And then I think, yeah, this shade is from the Gemini, this is from Gemini, and this is from Gemini. The rest of the pinks I just kept in here from the palette that I liked, because I felt like it'd be a nice green pink grungy color story for Mented Cosmetics. I actually want to do a reel on my YouTube and my Instagram just showing off all these palettes. I think that'll be fun, but you can comment down below and tell me if you'd be interested in it or not, because I think I've only done like 2 or 3, so I haven't done that many of this brand, but I have done reels in the past of other Milk palettes other palettes from other brands I recreated. But that's why I'm using this one as a cheat, because I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of cheating, because it's like I redid this myself, and if you don't have 420 and Gemini, then you can't necessarily make this palette. So that's why it's just on as a bonus one for if I don't have time to film any more old school versus new school videos, because you can, if you have those palettes I talked about, you can recreate them. If you don't have them, then you know, you can just see my thoughts on it. And if you find it on sale and you willing to take the time to do that, then so be it. But you know, that's a personal thing. So we have the Hella palette here from Angelica. So here's what it looks like. I should probably show them side by side like I do normally. Y'all, it's 3 in the morning when I got off work and I'm trying to film all my intros, so that way on the weekend all I have to do is the eye looks, because that's what I started doing. I'll film all my intros during the week, and then when the weekend comes, all I have to do is do all the eye looks, and it saves me so much more time. But anyway, this is what they look like side by side. So I didn't expect them to be exact. I wasn't going to try to tell you the exact. Obviously this has way more pink than green. This one has way more green than pink, and then it has like the cool tone smoky look at the bottom. So they're not exact. I feel like they were close enough though from what I made that they would work out for me. So that's why I have it the way I have it. And yeah, so let's talk about Angie's palette now, because I spent enough time talking about and rambling about the palette that I made. So with Angie's palette, as soon as I saw this green shimmer right here, I was like, yes, give it to me. I was at work, I showed it to my friend. She's like, oh my god, yes. So like I bought an extra of it just so I could give it to her for her birthday, because she really likes the palette. So I actually did have 2 of this, but I gave one away and it went down to 1. I really like the color story of this. I like the fact that she gave a nice little plummy grungy section that you could use bright pops of pink with, and then she gave you like where you could do a grungy green eye or a nice soft green eye, or you can just do like the green and pink look. So I feel like she gave a nice little variety of stuff. Now I feel like this isn't a typical Angie palette, but she does like to do a lot of green and pink, so that seems true to her. Like, so I guess it kind of is a palette like her, because you still get grungy dark shades at the bottom and you still get lighter tones. So I guess you could say it's her. It's just not the traditional her that you would expect to see in a palette. The formula on it, of course, is amazing. The color story is beautiful, so that's why I had to have it in my collection. And spoiler alert, I'm sure you already saw the video, but it was in my one of my favorite palettes of 2020. But still, my all-time favorite palette that Angelica has ever made is Club Nebula. That one speaks to my soul. It has, excuse me, blue, green, and purple in it, and then it has like a nice little row of warm tones that she likes. But I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order. I'm going to do the eye that is unfair to you off camera, which is the Millennial Pinks, and then we'll do the Hella palette together on screen. I hope you all got this when it was on sale from Oden's website, because once it left they said it wasn't coming back. So if you didn't get it, I don't want you giving somebody $125 on Mercari for it. If you're curious what's on the eyes right now, I have on the Tarte Man Eater with the After Dark palette, I know, right? Who am I? But my girl Karen Harris said the formula on it was absolutely amazing compared to the way that formula used to be, and she said it was good for a basic, boring palette. So I wanted to try it out for myself because I hadn't tried Tarte eyeshadow since that Make Believe in Yourself palette. I hadn't tried anything really from Tarte since like they had the whole Shape Tape foundation, original Shape Tape foundation incident. I think I tried the new one and maybe that Shape Tape concealer, but I haven't tried eyeshadows from them since the Make Believe in Yourself palette. So that showed it right there. But I was actually, well, we're not going to talk about that palette. Anyway, I'm going to go off camera and get my life in order, and I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, so this is the soft, subtle look I made with my custom-made Millennial Pinks palette. Now I'm going to go into the Hella palette from Angie. So let me show you the shades I swatched to compare to. So this is Angie's palette, then my custom melt palette, Angie's palette, my custom melt palette, Angie's palette, my custom melt palette. So I put 2 shades together on the lid to create what's going on the lid right now, because I feel like it was closer to the shifting shade she has. Now it doesn't have that shifted green in it, but it has the initial colors that it looks like on when you swatch it on your hand. I did take one of the shades from the Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. I took the shade Maple just to dust over everything because I wanted a softer look to the eye look as opposed to a, you know, crazy blown out look the way I would normally do it. So I just wanted to FYI and tell you that before we start. Move some of these brushes out the way because they're like this brushes everywhere. Like I have done like 4 of these videos tonight. I think I'm on 5. I'm not even sure which number I'm on anymore. I don't know. It's a long night, but I'm trying to get through as much as I can tonight while I have the night off. So pretty sure I swatched this shade right here, so we're gonna start with that one because the other one is too dark for what I was going for. So anyway, we're just gonna start patting it right here in the crease, and I feel like it deepens up nicely after you put it on the eye, but when you look at it in the pan, I feel like it's not that pigmented. So oh god, no, don't tell me the card's filling up. No, sorry y'all, cards kept filling up, and then I was trying to edit stuff so I can get stuff off this card because I wanted all the data on the same card. I hate when I like flip around just to be convenient at the time and switch it up, because then like when it doesn't, they aren't all on the same card, it takes me forever to edit it because I keep having to like find 7 and 10 and 15 different cards. So I was trying not to have that incident happen. This green oxidized a lot deeper when I was blending it out on what do you call it, on my hand when I initially put it on, so it's much brighter now on my eyes than I expected it to be. Well, not too much considering it was already brighter than the green I had chosen. So I'm trying to bring it a little bit further than I normally do. If you can't tell, I don't usually bring color this far up, but I wanted to have a decent amount of it on the lid and in here. So I tried to get like a little bit past the brow bone, which is more than I normally would, and then we're gonna put the like reflective shade on top because I feel like it's just gonna look really nice and cool. That's why I did. Let's go back in a little bit more pink because I feel like it got washed away by some of the green. I want to make sure you see it. So pick up my brush, my pink, and I'm gonna actually dust the pink toward over the top toward the back like I did on the other eye. So kind of care brushing it on top. I feel like it gives a nice little effect to it. So I'm like, let's do it one. I'm editing some old school versus new school videos. Why I film an old school versus new school video? Because I feel like it. Because when I get like the energy and the speed to do stuff, I have to do it then. So I'm going to be filming. It's like 4 in the morning. Then I got to get up at like 8 or 9 o'clock and go get the oil changed on my car along with my tail lights changed. And then I'm going to, sorry, glitter glue's on this side. And then I'm going to go ahead and, you know, probably go home and try to film some TikToks. I know I can sleep tonight. I'll be sleep once I get home. I think my mom's supposed to let the plumber come, so I'm like, I might sleep over here for a little while, and then, you know, sorry not have the plumber come. She was supposed to have the plumber come, but something ended up happening where he had to change his schedule or something. I don't know, so I can just go home. I think I might try to do some TikToks, because since some of this stuff I've actually got done filming with, I can film my TikTok comparisons, because that's why y'all haven't gotten any while. Aside from the fact that, you know, y'all, I be tired. Like, I hate to say it, but I be tired, and I know that sounds like some crappy excuse. We're gonna take this shade right here now and put it on the lid, but like I know that probably sounds like an excuse to some people, but it's like with all the stuff I do all the time, still manage to give y'all videos every single day in spite of like working full time. It's like I'm not gonna feel bad about not, you know, having used every avenue of social media there is, because it's like I try to focus all my time and energy on my YouTube content, since that's where I, you know, have the most following. I have a little bit more on YouTube than I do on a little bit more on Instagram than I do on my YouTube. I don't feel like it's like a whole lot, but I mean, like I am already at 1,000 there, so I guess technically it's a whole lot, because I'm only at 955 when filming this. Who knows where I'll be when you actually see it. But when filming this is $9.55. You see what I'm saying about them being the same on the lid with me using the two shades I used from the palette I created to make this look. I feel like it looks really similar. Now I know Angie's had a shift to it and reflect that obviously I'm not gonna get from the Mented Cosmetics one that I made myself, but you know, I just wanted it to look similar on the lid initially when I tried it, when I put it on. So we just go back over with the green a little bit just to dust over the edges of the shimmer shade to make it look, you know, a bit nicer. I'm pretty much done, so let me zoom out and we can talk about my thoughts. So I actually like both palettes for both different reasons. So I like the custom made millennial pinks, obviously because I made the color story myself, so I'm here for it. It's a vibe, and I think it's funny how it's really similar to Angie's palette. But I made this before Angie's palette came out, so it wasn't like I was necessarily inspired by Angie's palette to come up with the colors I chose. I made this before Angie's palette came out, so I just want to say that. So it's not like I tried to make it just for this video to use. Like I literally made that palette before her palette came out. But as you can see, they look quite similar with the tones. She has more greens and like that smoky roll at the bottom, but I feel like the green to pink ratio is somewhat similar. I don't have any green shimmers in here, but there aren't that many green shimmers in the other palettes I had that I was willing to put in here because I want to make other, you know, like Gemini other melt palettes custom that I feel like the greens would go in better, so that's why they're not in here. But I like each palette for different reasons. I like this one because I feel like it looks more soft and girlish. I like this one because it gives me more bold pigment when I want. So it all depends on what I want. Like if I want a bolder, brighter green look with some more fun duochromes, I would obviously reach for Angie's palette. But if I want more subtle, soft, I like this Mented Cosmetics one with the custom melt palette I made, then obviously I would go for this palette. So all depends on what your preference is and what you like. Again, I'm sorry that you can't necessarily get this palette, but I guess technically you can if you own Millennial Pinks. It was only 25 bucks. You can get that. And then if you buy the 420 palette, which I actually thought was 25 bucks on their website a while ago too, then it equals just about the price of Angie's palette. Angie's palette was $43.90, so it's like you would still get a similar effect and you'd have way more shades to combine. So that's up to you. I'm not trying to force anybody to get it. I've just used what's in my collection like I normally do to try to give y'all ideas on stuff. I can give you alternatives to that palette too if you like. I feel like I already did in the video where I showed that palette, so you know you can look in that video as well. I'll try to remember to link it up above. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Again, this is one where I'm kind of just tired because you know clearly I'm going to be biased with the palette I made. I like the colors that I chose and all that, and I like Angie's palette and the colors that she chose, and they just happen to be somewhat similar. So I don't have a winner for you this time. But like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. You can comment down below and tell me which eye you like better. Do you like my palette that I created, or do you like Angie's palette better? I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.